Hello. Welcome everyone to the ninth lecture of basic data analytics in Excel from Root Experts. As always, I am really excited for this lecture. It's the first lecture where I'm actually doing a video recording as well, and I'll be able to communicate with you. So before we actually dive into everything, there are a couple of things which I want you to know while we are working with all of these data sets. First thing would be that the data set we are going to use is spread apart, and sometimes, let's say, whenever we want to work with a data which is very huge, we might not be very well versed with the ranges, right? Just how we actually saw in the last lecture that we do debugging just because sometimes we don't know where the problem in our formula is. Just like that, in this lecture we'll work with named ranges, so that instead of giving a range for the cells, we give a certain the thing that we really want to. So we'll dive into this directly, and you will be able to learn a lot. I'll be able to learn a lot. Before we actually begin, my humble request is to share this channel and subscribe this channel as much as possible. Like, comment on this video and share it with your friends. Our motto is to provide education to as many individuals as possible, and for every 100 subscribers that we are going to get, we are going to give one subscriber for free. We'll sponsor the education of one kid for free, right? That's our agenda. So I hope you will like the video, and we'll move ahead now. So if we see our Excel sheet now, it is filled with certain data in front of you. You can see that. And once I actually work with this, I know that this is related to shipment, and I want to first clean the data set. So I will work on that. I will just quickly do it. We have already seen how we can do all of this as soon as possible. And then the second thing that I want to see is uniformity. So I can see these cells are not uniform, and I can do this, or I can also use Control plus Shift plus 1, right? I can use that also. Same thing will happen. Now what I want to do is to calculate the average of this profit series. I want to calculate mean, median, mode, sum, max, and minimum. And while we are doing all of this, right, I want to do, let's say, any one of this, right? Let's say for now I want to do mean. So what this will tell me is what is the average of profits, what is the middle value of profits when we put everything in a very ascending order, what is actually that one profit line which is being repeated the most, what is the sum of all the profits that we have, what is the total profit that we have received, what is the maximum profit per item, and what is the minimum profit. Let's say that can be a loss as well, right? We want to calculate all of that. But the issue with this is, let's say the formula of mean is average. I will just type equal to AVER, and I can see a lot of icons coming in front. So instead of writing everything by myself, I click on the tab key. The minute I click on the tab key, you can see I enter the formula, and I want to enter from cell T2. I'll do Control Shift down arrow to select everything, and I can click enter. Now, as you can see in my Excel file, this array is actually coming as profit, right? So instead of selecting everything and doing it again and again, what I have done, I have named it profit already, right? So instead of working with profit, this is one example that I wanted to give you, that instead of giving an entire range, you can look at the formula and you can tell right away that we want to calculate the average of profits. Right, this helps us understand the formula better. We'll work with one more example to calculate median. Or let's calculate average only. Let's say I want to calculate for sales, right? So what I would have done, written average, selected everything, and then enter. There's nothing like sales that I can write here. So I want to minimize this, and I want this to be displayed as sales, right? So to do that, there's something known as name manager that we saw in our first video also. As I told you, all the videos that we see are building one over the other, right? So as we work on this, let's say cell Q1, right? So if I want to change the name to, let's say, cell ask, just a random name, right? I can do that. So at any point of time later, let's say I want to write sales, I can always do equal to ask, and you can say, just because I change the name here, I can call the function right away, and once I click equal to ask, it will show me sales, whatever value is being written on this cell. So if I'm writing Dhruv, that's my name, the value in the other cell is automatically going to change, right? That's why we sometimes necessarily actually have to work with data that we name first, right? We have, let's say, we got the data, we cleaned the data, we manipulated the data the way we really wanted to. We wanted data to be really clean, and we wanted only some specific information, like you can see I'm removing the product names. We can do all of that, but sometimes we want to name all of them because we can call them. Just like that, I will show you just how we were able to call, let's say, a certain cell, how we can do it for the entire array, right? So I'll do control spacebar to select the entire column. That's the shortcut key. And instead of selecting the entire column, I'll start from P2, click on control shift down arrow to select all the sales values. And once I select all the sales value, I'm going to the name manager, I'm going to write sales here, right? And now at any point of time, if I want to, let's say, calculate the value of the average of sales, I can just write sales, and you can see a new function coming up here, which was not present before this. So if I'm clicking here, you can see it is also highlighting the range where you are working, right? So if I'm clicking on enter here, you can see I can easily write the formulas now. Now tomorrow, if I have to calculate the median, right, I can just write sales and enter. I don't necessarily have to wait. I don't have to select everything every single time. What this actually helps you a lot when you're working with different worksheets. So let's say you're working with this worksheet and you want to calculate, you need to create a table, and you're required to work on, let's say, mean, median, mode. You want to complete this array. You don't necessarily have to go and do average of this sheet and then select all of that and then give me the answer. You can directly write sales there, right? Click on sales, and here you go. This really eases your work. You know what we are referring it to. You don't have to switch to the other worksheet and check what particular range is actually being selected. So sometimes when you see the formula that you are entering is actually wrong, at that time this helps a lot, right? So basically it's a debugging problem that we are solving before it is actually happening to us, but at the end of it, it's easing our work. The same thing will happen if let's say, if I want the mode, I want a singular mode for profit, right? And it's 0. Let's say I want average of profit, average of profit, right? You can see I can just directly get all of the information, right? And I can also say that, okay, this is the average and this is going to be my margins. Average margin that I'm getting is 12.5, right? So you can do that, or you can again name this as sum of sales, or let's say total sales, and you can write here and you can directly write the formula as total profit divided by total sales, right? This helps you understand the formula better, again. So that would be it for this lecture. There's nothing very important, or not very important, this is an important topic, but nothing very complex that you have to know. But at the end of the day, you need to practice this once or twice as we work along with our lectures ahead of this. We'll try our best to actually use this as much as possible. So if we are actually using it again and again, then only you will be able to understand where we actually have to apply it. If we are not able to apply it, there's no point of learning this entire concept, although it's a very powerful one. So that would be it from my end for this lecture. I hope you liked it. If you have any doubts, you can always comment. you can go to the YouTube channel and you can uh, go to my mail ID, and then you can mail me if you have any doubts. I will love to help you out. Share it with your friends if you liked it. That would be it from my end. Thank you very much.